Hello! How's it going? Right, week 13. What does that mean? Is there any significance in week 13? I don't think there is. I think it just means week 13. Yeah, week 13. Let's start this podcast. I'm having a sip of tea. Ugh. Need something or something. Anyway, yes, right. So last week, what did we have last week? Shall we have a look? We had a Cup of Tea podcast episode 12, 20th of the 10th, 2014. Overlord Raising Hell episode 7, Fueled Up on Tea. Overlord Raising Hell episode 8, Good Night Melvin, Sleep Tight. Overlord Raising Hell episode 9, Little Tommy the Crowned Minion. Overlord Raising Hell episode 10, The Governor of Spree. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time episode 5, The Great Tommy Fountain. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time episode 6, Here I Am, How Do You Do? And Try Creating Something episode 3, Leaf Collage. Right, I think everything was alright. Next week, what do we have? We have podcast today, which you'll listen to, and then we have Overlord Raising Hell, 4 episodes of that. We have, what were the episode names? We have one of them which is Mr. Owl, and the other one I can't remember. No, sorry, it's gone. I can't remember what it was, and I don't know what the other two are. I ain't done them yet. And we've got Prince of Persia as well on Friday. I'm not sure what their names are called. And then this weekend we've got a video where we're talking more about the end. Right, let me turn the page on my little note papers. It's not really a book. I suppose it is a book. I've made it into a book. Right, so update. What is new in the new world of updating and stuff like that? Right, so Overlord episode 13, which is out on Wednesday. There is a problem with that one. The recording... it was a long recording because I was having too much fun and I forgot I was recording and I forgot to stop it. So the video corrupted. So I think after 1 minute 50 the video is recorded on using fraps, so the quality significantly drops. You might not be able to notice, you might be able to notice, I'm not sure. But if you do notice anything different from that episode, that's why. It's because it corrupted and I had to record it using fraps off my computer. And then also I've been thinking about getting some new microphone, one that's not a headset, like a proper. Then it's sort of the next step up, which will be a USB condenser microphone, which is not an XLR one, because that'll be the next step after that one. But yeah, thinking about doing that. I've got everything I want to do. It's going to be about 130 quid, which I can get maybe this month or next month, depending on when I get it. I'm not sure. I would like it before Assassin's Creed 2 starts. So I would like to get it before I finish Prince of Persia or Overlord Raising Hell, which is probably going to be Prince of Persia. That's when I would like to get it by, because I would like to have a new microphone for Assassin's Creed 2. But yeah, I've got sorted it all out. So it's going to be 130 quid, and that's including, it's a Samsung C10U, I think it was. And it's a podcast kit where you get a shock mount, you get a microphone, obviously, and all the bits that go with it. And then I'm also going to get a pop filter, or pop shield, and then I'm tempted to get a mechanical boom as well, which is the thing that it stands on. You can move it around in the air, and it sort of holds it in the air like an arm. Yeah, and that's 130 quid, so it's not too bad for a microphone. So yeah, we'll get that and hopefully some better audio will be played, but we'll see what happens. Update, also it's Halloween this week, on Friday. Oh, that's a good point actually. Yeah, so because Halloween this Friday, the Try Something video for this weekend will be out on Friday instead of Saturday, and then Prince of Persia will be moved to Saturday, so it's just swapped them 2 days around, but that's because obviously it's Halloween on Friday and it's a Halloween special, so that's going to be there. So yeah, that's the other bit, it's going to be a Halloween special. We'll talk more about it at the end as well, because it's Try Something. Right, topic. So what was in the news this week? Tesco are up the river without a paddle. Their money woes only grow because they've had to decrease their profit margins by about 50%, or their targets about 50%, which is a lot. So bye bye Tesco. The Google executive, decided he wanted to try and beat the skydiving world record again that was set not that long ago. He went in a helium balloon, flew up, and then descended for about 15 minutes, I think it was, and he was ascending for 2 hours. So yeah, he went up into the edges of space. Pretty cool. EU, UK has been falling out with the EU. They have been for a while. They have again. They asked I don't know what it's called, refund or redebt or something like that, where they have to pay a bunch of money by the 1st of December, and the Prime Minister has pretty much told them to get lost, because he's not going to do it, but he will do it, apparently, just not by then. In Scotland, the MP, or Conservative MP for Scotland, has resigned, saying that everybody else in Westminster are dinosaurs. Grrr. And ISIS, why did I write down ISIS? I can't remember what happened with ISIS. Not much really, to be honest. No, I can't really remember what happened with ISIS. Something happened with ISIS. They're still around, let's just say that much. Right, the book. So book I'm reading is still Storm of Swords, Blood and Snow, Steel and Snow. Yeah, I've read quite a lot of it. I'm nearly halfway through, which I'm surprised about. I've read a few John chapters. Just read the first Santa chapter as well. They're quite good. Getting into it. And obviously, like I said, I'm halfway through now, so it's sort of flying by, which always happens. Right, community. Let's talk about the community. Mention Monday. These are the people who commented on last week's videos and an old episode. So they were A Cup of Tea in the Podcast episode 12, Overall Raising Hell episode 7 to 10, Spins Persian Sense of Time 5 and 6, and Try Creating Something episode 3, and like I said, an old episode of Dark Cloud. Okay, so we have JD2Sixtwo, 40k Warrior Man, Nick Pro, Mr. Dominic98, Natho Let's Plays, JDR Industries, The ZRP, Dragon Slayer Man 7119, Gamer Guy 232, Al West, Wisdom Cake, Hannibal 216, and Horia. So thanks very much for commenting. If you want to get a mention Monday, you just have to leave a comment. It's as simple as that. Right, so the Q&A. Q&A this week we have a question from Nick Pro. Asks, what do you think of AC Rogue? And would you prefer Unity or Rogue? And, on a separate question, he asked, and what new Assassin's Creed setting do you want? It could be anything like Japan or the Wild West. Right, so AC Rogue, yeah, I think it looks good. It's obviously not a main title in the Assassin's Creed series. You can tell that by looking at it. They haven't added much focus on it from the developers, I would say. But it's going to be a good game, I think. It's going to be like a nice homage to AC3 and AC4, assuming AC4. But yeah, yeah, I'm going to get it. I've pre-ordered it already, the collector's edition. That was about £110 for both Unity and Rogue collector's edition. Might be a collector's edition, unboxing of that. I can't remember who I asked. They said I should do it, so I'll probably put it in the podcast. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, it's probably pretty good. Would I prefer Unity or Rogue? Obviously Unity. It's the main title in the series. It's going to have more. It's going to have more focus based on it from the developers because it's their bigger. It's the flagship instead of the side ship. Yeah. So I'm probably going to prefer Unity. But Rogue does look very good. And in the future, because I can do Assassin's Creed, it's one of those games. There's one of those rare games, big games that I like that I can actually do Let's Plays. I will be doing them later on, ages away into the future. But I will be doing them. Okay, and the other one was, what new setting would you like to be for Assassin's Creed? I don't know. Actually, no, I do know. I do have an idea that I was thinking about, because I was sort of looking at, not conspiracy videos for Assassin's Creed, but ideas for Assassin's Creed, like things that they think will happen in future games because of what's happened in the past. Look at things like that, and I had my own idea of a setting that I would like. Talk about the ones you said. Japan, they are sort of doing with that extra game for AC Unity, the Assassin's Creed, not Chronicles, something like that. It's like that side-scrolling 2D Japan game with the Japanese assassin that we have already met. But they are doing that. Wild West, I was thinking about the other day, probably wouldn't be a good one because it's all about outlaws, and I suppose you could be a sheriff, but I think that would be more a Templar. But if you were an outlaw, that is pretty much the same plot line as Assassin's Creed 4, because it's like two outlaws sort of thing. However, the setting would be very good, but I think that side of it would be the same. It's the same with Unity and 3. They're both revolutions, so I don't like that really. I think I'm getting sick of revolutions. I was thinking about that the other day as well. But yeah, the one I would like to see is medieval Britain. I'm not going to talk more about that because I would love in the future to make a proper video about this because I've got so many ideas about the way they can do this. But like set it back in the day in Britain during like I suppose you could say the Crusade times, just before them. I don't know if everyone's ever read a book, Pillars of the Earth. That would be a great setting. Like, just reading that book, you can sort of see how it could all play together. Like, you can sort of build up because obviously then the book they're building a cathedral, so you could do something like that where that's the main thing about the thing. But then I think because the big thing back then was the fleece market. And I think you could incorporate that well into Assassin's Creed. Like, that could be like the source of income for the game, like you see in some of the other games that obviously focus it more on them. I think that'd be a great idea, but I want to talk about that in the future because I've got loads of ideas for it, but I'll sort of plan it out and flesh it out a bit and talk about it some other time. Okay, and we have subscribers now. So these are the people that subscribed in January 2013. We're slowly catching up. And we have Bionic, Kitty Lover, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Eric Queenie Rose, Timmy Mead, Sasha Loves You, New User, Queen Dumb, Super Awesome Guy 78, Old Taste, The Fun of Classic, Lininger 20, Mac Washington Jr., Badass Krytos, New User, Igo Warrior, Mr. Tillang, Becky de Hurring, Lucan 141, That Catful Cat, Just JJX, Thunder Scout, Dr. Torture 28, The Quill 19, Dark Armed 619, Jaco Bacon 555, Dream Elpia, Soul X meets X Body, Skate and Create All Day, Vertigo Bird, and Kane 241st. Okay, so thanks for subscribing. That was a long time ago. Whether or not any of you have subscribed, I'm not sure, and I apologise if I got any of your names wrong. But yeah, we're catching up. Right, so the question last week was about what weapon would you like me to use in Overlord Raising Hell, what's going to affect it. I'm not going to put on all the comments that I got through because it was quite a lot, but I'm going to show you where the weapon polls are at the moment. They're still going, like it's going to be an ongoing thing throughout the entire Let's Play, and when I obviously get to the point of making one of the weapons, I will look at who's winning. At the moment, it's very close between sword and axe. Obviously, you can see I voted for sword because I would prefer to see a sword, but it's obviously, this is a community thing, democracy, it's not an empire. I'm not an emperor. Yeah, so it's very close between them two at the moment. Obviously, you can see who voted for what there. And we'll see who goes. Probably going to get to it sooner or later. Obviously, it's axe at the moment, so with the steel, I'm still going to be using the steel axe that I've got. So I think for the moment, I'm going to stick with that until we get the next smells, and then we'll see where we are, which is probably going to be another axe. But we'll see what happens and get on. And this week's question is, with Halloween fast approaching, what would be your Halloween costume? I really wanted to try and do the Joker. Like Keith Ledger? Ledger? I did want to try to do his makeup and then get a purple suit, but I couldn't do it because I got a beard. But yeah, that would be a pirate or something then. I don't know. Yeah, but what would you choose to wear as a Halloween costume? Right, okay, so birthdays next. There are no birthdays this week. I'm interested, sorry, because I was saying about a new microphone. I was doing like birthdays, which the B, so the pop filter would stop that. I'm really interested to see how bad it is on this microphone, just so I can compare. So it's something big I'm talking about. But anyway, birthdays. There are no birthdays this week, but if you have a birthday, well, of course you do, let me know when your birthday is. I will add it to my list, and we'll say happy birthday when it gets to your birthday. Okay, and that is about done deal. That's a done deal. That's all done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's week 13 done. Right, so the hint from last week was I said I'm going to have to leave it. And of course the video was about leaves, so leave it. Sorry. Couldn't resist. So Saturday videos, what Saturday video this week is a Halloween special. It is a video special. It's not a try something video. It is a proper video special. I've only got one of them, which was the first video. And it is going to be something to do with Halloween. So if you can sort of think about what you do at Halloween, then that's what it would be. So you could sort of judge from that if you wanted to. But yeah, that is about it. It's time to finish this cup of tea now. Which still tastes a little bit weird. Might be the water. Might be the filter in the kettle needs a bit of changing, but it's a little bit weird. Little bit. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I shall see you later for Overlord Raising Hell later today if you're watching that. And stay tuned for the unboxing of Assassin's Creed Collector's Editions and new microphone hopefully soon. Yeah, so I shall say see you later and goodbye. Bye-bye.